What is up, everybody? It is the last pikeman here, and today we have a pretty good battle, actually. Um, so attacking over here, two factions, or sorry, not two factions, two players using the Rome faction, and then over here I am Masisli or Masisli, I forget, and then Macedon or Macedon, however you want to pronounce that. And yeah, I actually didn't notice this when we were playing, but um, my ally here brought some brimstone pits. Did not see that until just now. And yeah, so this settlement's not really. I haven't played this settlement before. It's pretty interesting. Not great. Oh yeah, we have a sally out, by the way. Not great to defend. It just as you can see, I'll go over to this. As you can see, I mean, there's a path here. There's a massive fighting area here. There's a path here and here. Like, it's just one big front for the battle. So, anyways, Macedon trying to sally out. As you can see, this Rome player definitely at least sees it, bringing over the auxilian cavalry. They're sallying out with two Thessalian cavalry units. So they're not insane or anything, but they're not bad. I mean, they'll kill archers, right? And that's a big deal because, I don't know what the rules of the lobby were or whatever, but one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. Now, there's a lot of archers. So he sacrifices one unit to obviously eat that cav charge and some of the archer fire while trying to use the second unit to roll around the flanks here. The Rome factions do very well at you know protecting the archers, I guess. So, I mean, these would have been big hits because we got slingers that have just infinite ammo, right? And then we have the Syrian archers, which are also very good archers as well, right? So, wait, who was? Anyways, yeah. So, did quite work out. Um, took a couple of their cavalry units with them. 20 of those guys, cavalry units right there. Five of these swords, and zero of the archers. So overall, a big loss on our side, while they really just didn't lose much. Anyways, let's go back here, and obviously they're tied up. They're gonna get killed out there. Let's get back to the settlement. They brought a bunch of tortoises, so I'm not even gonna try and defend up here, which is gonna open up a huge, massive gap, and also, potential for them getting up on the walls. Let's not mess with it, right? Um, but we do have, so it looks like mostly they're going to attack this left side, the middle, and they're leaving a contingency of cohort over here with a battering ram, which I noticed, so I suspect, eventually we're going to have some sort of flanking maneuver here if we start rolling over troops to help these other heavily pressured sides, right? So we do have, and maybe I shouldn't say we. I have a lot of soldiers over here, a lot of units, and they're in these uh wait, what do you call it? Dang, I might be forgetting the word. Testudo formation, and so they're very tanky like this. They can eat a lot of you know fire, archer fire, and such. This might be good. Well, maybe not because he's like glitching on the stuff. This might be a good one. Like in the tents and stuff. It's pretty cool. Anyways, I do have a good couple of troops over here. I'm just keeping over here because when they break in the front too, we don't know, if they're gonna go here, they're gonna run down this alley over here. We want to be prepared for them. If I need to move, my forces here and flank them, then we can. And this also keeps them a bit more honest on this front, right? They can't overcommit with the threat of us being able to flank them. So that's good. And yeah, so over here, obviously, I'm thinking that maybe we're a bit light over here. I do have, one, two, three, four units in reserve and one on the walls. And these guys obviously are going to be defending this turret in case they come down the wall. Because, once they capture this tower over here, That is a very likely possibility that they will just run down these walls and try and get behind our forces here, because we want to defend this tower, right? So this is a natural chokehold. Yeah, and it's so stupid. Those little scorpions on those siege towers are just getting my guys right here. It's pretty annoying, actually. And so, yeah, Rome's going to come in here. I don't know if they're in Testudo or not. Into formation! I actually go into it because I'm getting tired of losing guys to those scorpions up there. And, yeah. So these guys are very cheap spearmen, but you can see their melee defense down there is 96. So, yes, they're very cheap. However, they can fight pretty well, actually, for their cost value. So, I'm using them just kind of as meat shields. You know, so be it. I mean, these guys are going to get off their Pila anyways, you know, one way or another. You know, whether it's into these guys over here or these guys up here. So, I don't mind it at all. It's kind of what they're meant to do. And I just don't think you should give them anything for free when you're on defense, right? So, I'm going to try and hold this and just do a little bit of something here. Over here, by the way, I think it's begun already. Yeah, you can see these guys just got hit. They have artillery. Oh, it's coming in. Boom. Those guys did get hit quite. Oh yeah, they're in Testudo right there. So yeah, these artillery, these ballistas, yeah, they're just gonna try and shred us in this big open space. And I don't know if it was worth it to use Thero Spears here or not. I think, you know, me personally, and it's whatever really, but I think running these guys up here and using their ammunition at least would have been a good move, because you have a good solid line of hoplites. I mean, shield bearers, right? They're great. So I would have at least tried to get off some ammunition from these guys, because they are going to get absolutely pelted. But they are low cost. And you know, they're kind of like hoplites in a way, so not, you know, they're soaking up ammo from these guys. It's not really bad. It's not really bad. Oh goodness, that artillery fire is just brutal, and this huge open space, right? Yeah, so you can see me starting to shift these guys here on the realization that holy crap, their whole army is here and here, right? So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens here. These guys over here, by the way, still eating up ammunition, doing very well for, you know, sacrificial pawns. And anyways, these guys are starting to get hit with slinger fire and all that. So I know these guys are going to break pretty soon, and let's just get them back. We'll get them out of there, right? They'll get hit on the way out, but they'll be fine. And our second line of defense is pretty good. I got another unit of these spearmen. We got 2 hoplite units, and then I get my legionaries, and then I have backup legionaries here and here. You know, if these guys need to move to the center, they'll be there. If they need to move over here, they'll be there. So not bad. And then I got my general and another skirmish unit, which they do good damage if you can use them. That is, use them well. So. Yeah. And obviously, you know, the kind of the plan that I'm seeing right here is that Macedon, they're trying to bring all hoplites and pikes, and they're trying to be the ones to eat up the damage, and I am going to be the one to do the damage, right? Which makes a lot of sense, right? It definitely could work. It could work, and they're playing to their strengths because they have good hoplite units. So it's not a bad plan at all. You know, this middle section is definitely some concern for me, because that ballista is just tearing us apart. Also, I mean, dude, oh my gosh, the freaking archers are of a concern as well. Like, they're not getting too many kills. Okay, 107. Yeah, already a bunch of kills on that one. 21. It's just insane, because they're only shooting at, I mean, they're shooting at very tanky units, right? But they have so many of them. And then their units that are good, like these cohort units, I mean, look, they still do 61 attack, 35 weapon damage. They're freaking good, man. They're good, right? So these like shield bearers, right, which are also a good unit. 41 melee attack, 29 weapon damage. I mean, they're gonna get beat just by these swords, probably. I don't know. They are pretty tanky, and they have massive melee defense. So, but I still think they lose. So yeah, Rome is taking in or attacking with a lot of missile damage here. Man, and this freaking ballista. Yep. Oh, that is just so brutal for us. So freaking brutal. Just getting pelted. And it is pretty annoying when you just get hit over and over by ballista fire. I wonder how many kills it has already. 248. Holy man. That is a lot. And this settlement, like, you know, we can't pull back and get out of the range of the artillery. I mean, I guess we could. Where's the last... Okay, I think right here is the last holding point. But let's say we hold this, you know, at this choke point here. Like, we're screwed. We're screwed. They're going to capture these towers. And then they're just going to flank us from all sides, especially with all their archers. We can't hold that next point. I mean, we could hold something different, like, I don't know. It's just, the city is not great for defending, I would say. Anyways, I noticed, I'm like, uh-oh, we are going to have issues over here. Moving over one of my reserve units right now, hide behind these buildings. And I did not see this initially, but they already put a unit on the walls to run down here. So I do have my guys, they're hidden, right? So they think they can easily get around. But I have my guys hidden right here. And if I don't notice, right, this is going to be bad. Over here, it looks like they just took care of our spear unit. We still have our shield bearers and our pikemen. Our Cretan archers are still firing away as well. I mean, they're gonna lose for sure if the archers switch up to them, because they're just so outnumbered, right? I do like the strategy of literally just bringing all tank units. It's interesting how this worked out, because yeah, if we had brought, or if Macedon had brought full units of archers, I don't know if they would have been able to use them effectively. Maybe if you put them here and skirmish from the side, it's just they have so many units of their archers that, you know, who knows. So yes, I have moved my troops here. We are facing their archers. If they push up, we can flank them. I have a testudo formation right here. Oh, Macedon moving his troops right now. No, I don't think he moves them all the way up. But I'm starting to redistribute my troops. I'm moving them here in anticipation that over here is going to need a lot of help. Macedon pulled his hoplites back. I think, honestly, you know, just leave them up there. I mean, we have to soak up the damage one way or another, right? But I'm going to fight for that. I don't think we give this tower. You know, I don't. If we give the tower, then they just have a slightly, you know, a slight advantage, right? I don't know. I wish it would tell us how many kills the tower has gotten already, but like, look, 2 arrows, boom, boom. So it does do something. It's not like insane. So yeah, obviously you can see that I just did not notice this in time. My bad. I was a little like, I don't know, I'm microing over here. You can see I'm moving troops and I'm like redistributing because I just had too many over here. And so I was just a little distracted, so not good for me. But anyways, I moved these guys into place in time. Obviously, my Desert Legionaries, they are low, and they're against cohort units. Not great. This Legionaries unit is going to get the guys that are trying to cap the tower, but, yeah, okay, so 2 buts. One, I have this unit coming this way that's going to be able to easily, you know, hit them in the side, the back, whatever. Unfortunately, they had the foresight to move another unit to the walls, right? Another unit of cohort. So, not good. And this unit, I mean, they're only down 7 guys. They were getting hit by those scorpions, man, from all the way over there. Kind of sucked. Bringing in these skirmishers to try and shoot them on the walls, because I see that could be a bad thing for us. And I don't know why this is, but throwing these guys, throwing these little, these spears from here to there doesn't get you a lot of kills. Look, they're just going over. Like, they suck. I don't know why it's so hard to hit them, but I eventually realized that after I waste some ammo, that it's just not worth it. But and yeah, Macedon doing well, bringing in the hoplites again to possibly reinforce and help. Setting up my legionaries to try and throw their Pila right here, and possibly my skirmishers to hit them in the side right here. I don't know how they're eating up so much. I mean, that guy's like 4 or 5 in his shield. That's insane. Yeah, I mean, that is just... I mean, when you look at it from just like a true perspective of just like... there's a lot more red out here. And they just have so many archers, man. They have so many archers. And their, you know, their sword units are so good, they don't really need too many of them. My sword units are pretty decent as well. 47 melee attack, 35 weapon damage. When in comparison to them, I mean, they have 63-38, which is obviously going to win. But there's something about these legionaries. They're good, solid units. I mean, I picked them because they fight really well, and they do get a lot of kills. They do very well. So I thought this would be a good faction to pick against Rome. Maybe I should have picked Kush, since there's 2 Rome factions here. Maybe that would have been valid. So anyways, over here, they thought they could get away with it. They brought a battering ramp to the gates with a contingency of like 1, 2, 3, 4 troops. And 2 of them, by the way, Praetorian Guard, I think. Okay, yeah, 2 are Praetorian Guards. Got the nice purple cloaks on. And then, sorry, the cohort unit that's obviously using the battering ramp. So I redistributed my troops in time. I don't know if the hoplite unit sees it in time. I think so. But we have more than enough troops here to deal with these guys. The two Praetorian Guards, like, let's look at their stats here. 65 melee attack, 39 weapon damage. And then they're very tanky. Like, they're a solid, very, very solid unit. Very solid unit. But I think that we can do this. I like our odds here. I think this is all that I probably should have left over here. Got my legionaries here just in case, and my skirmishers moved up in case there's a you know, possible advantage to skirmishing here. But over here is just a constant battle, man. I mean, yeah. So it looks like, so I made the mistake, obviously, of not seeing this in time, so that I mean, I'm just not fighting on the walls. Had I fought on the walls, even still, I think they would have hit me in the back or in the side if I was up here more. But anyways, I'm trying my best here. So I made a little slip up, but overall I don't think it's actually working that bad. And so look, I'm now skirmishing them in the sides here, which should be good with my heavy Numidian skirmishers. I don't know what's up with them this game. So they only have 30. They're about out of ammo. I don't know why. Usually they're insane. Like hits like that on the side, they should be destroying them. So I don't know. I didn't really use them that effectively this game, unfortunately, but usually they should be very effective. And so these guys are getting their Pila off too. Oh yeah, so they must be out of ammo. And they're not bad fighters, by the way. If you pair them with like other tanky units, they don't do bad. So we're gonna throw them into the fray. But you can see here, like, losing decisively, very low unit count. Hoplites are in there. They're pretty low unit count. Up here, melee even. I mean, we're winning here, and I can redistribute a unit, which I will do. But it is just a freaking grind fest over here, and it is just brutal. And at one point, I'm pretty sure I saw the Rome player try to force troops through, which is also very scary. So anyways, I'm trying to turn my guys around to face the fire. Oh, maybe those guys are definitely with their backs. Oh, this unit is still not broken. That's what's up. Sorry, their flag was gone for a second. So anyways, yeah, getting shot in the back, not good. These units are breaking. I'm trying to hold. I'm bringing in another desert cohort, and I'm moving another skirmishing unit over here. In the center here, we have Macedon. They're fighting the cavalry, I guess I got in. Their hoplites are fighting. Shield bearers are doing fine. I mean, bonus against large, right? So, and then we got pikes in here that are also very capable of destroying these sword units as long as they don't get outflanked, right? So that's probably why these this cavalry unit's in there. But we have the shield bearer reserves right here. I would probably fill this gap, but to each their own. And anyways, over here, what's going on here is I did a cool little move. I wish I got this better, but I moved up my spear unit when they were just fronting on us right here. They were just positioning. Ran them in. Then I moved my legionaries to the side, took out one of the units with help from this Numidian skirmishing unit because I could hit them in the flank. Then, now I'm going to move these guys to the flank while my spearmen hold out and they get skirmished down. Boom, we're going to flank them here. Then I'm going to bring in my reserve legionary unit, which they see, and I'm going to flank them. We're going to kill these two guys here, and then we're going to deal with the Praetorian Guard. And I see this guy trying to leave, so I'm tying him up. I'm doing my best to not let him go. And he's probably losing troops just trying to run, right? Yeah, exhausted, losing decisively. So that's actually amazing for us to kill these Praetorian Guards right here. And so I'm moving my skirmishers just in case there's an opportunity to hit these Praetorians. I think I might even be moving them to the side. So anyways, got these guys fully surrounded. This is awesome. I really am proud of this move over here that I had on the flank. And if I can destroy this flank, which I'm seeing that I definitely can, then we can instantly flood in here and help Macedon with the center, with all of the Roman troops, right? So we can flank all of these guys, kill the freaking archers, and then eventually, lastly, relieve this left flank, which, looking at it, you know, we're in tough shape still, right? I mean, oh my gosh, we're still in tough shape. I'm pretty sure I probably moved this unit up there as well, just because we're still fighting. Yep. But that being said, you know, I still have a full health, fresh desert cohort unit here. I'm gonna let them use their Pila as best they can, and then move them in again. We still have skirmishing capabilities. I may honestly, I mean, I don't want to give up the tower, you know? I don't want to give up the tower, and I don't think I have to just yet. So, the center is just in freaking, in turmoil, in chaos. I mean, these pikes are turned around, hitting these guys in the back. I mean, they're getting probably killed, flanked in the side. And that's the issue with pikes, guys. Like, if you can't keep them from being flanked, then they just don't work that well. So, but anyways, you know, they're trying their best here, and I understand there's a completely overwhelming force of just bodies. I mean, they're throwing in their Syrian archers, they're throwing in their slingers, their cavalry, their general is in here. Oh, at one point, actually, we totally missed it. They had their general over here. You can see, like, the dead horse, like the dead cavalry right here. I got my skirmisher unit to break and flee, make that unit flee, which was a pretty good event for us. We're gonna try this again, by the way. I'm gonna move these guys closer to the wall, and we're gonna try and throw our spears up at them. I think this does well. Like, let's watch this actually. So we've got 13 kills. So we got one right there. Hitting these guys? Oh, we're hitting these guys, yeah. So yeah, already 12 kills on them. Yeah, so much better if they're much closer. So lesson learned. I just thought the angle would be much harsher and worse. I don't know. But it worked. So I'm very happy about that, because those two units, I mean, that was killing us. Maybe my two low health units can take on this one, you know, mid health unit. So that's kind of the hope. And then I can rush my skirmishers up there when they're out of ammo. Over here, just, you know, story as old as time now. It is just brutal. We got a hoplite unit in here. I got my cohort right here. We're just grinding. And they move another unit, a Praetorian Guard, to the wall. If they bring that all the way down here, I mean, that's it. We're not breaking Praetorian Guard on the walls. But anyways, coming back here, I moved over my skirmishing unit that I still had ammo to help with the flank right here with these cohort units and etc. So these guys have 62 kills. They didn't do bad. Oh, and also, geez, time moves fast. I moved over all those units that had broke the Praetorian Guards over here. Now Rome does a thing where they're like, you know what? We have endless archers. Let's just throw bodies at them. And I mean, we can't just run through them, right? So we have to fight them. This sucks. However, it does at least relieve a little bit of pressure on these guys. I don't know if it's much, but I did bring in my skirmishers. They are actually fighting the general right now, and they're winning. I mean, they're they're crazy. They're actually crazy, but they'll win that. And then we can help this. They'll be a fighting unit, right? So they can help flank this cohort unit. And you know, they just have hoplites here, so we just have to fight a million freaking archers right here, break through, and then we can flank these guys, right? So, and also the thing about archers too is they don't really cost that much money for how many kills they get. Like that's 100. That's 100 kills. That's 142 kills. That's 126 kills. That's 91 kills. So for the cost of their units, they're really cheap for the amount of kills that they get. So I also think that's why there's that 1-2-4 rule, because just the cost of the units alone, you know, to make it more fair. Anyways, I broke this unit. It takes me a second to see just because of all the chaos, and I'm micromanaging over here as well as over here. You can see that Praetorian Guard unit, by the way, moving up the walls towards me, full health. Ah, not gonna be good. We are on our last leg over here. I'm really just trying to, and also, how do these guys still have ammo? Oh my gosh. Yes, we're just trying to hold off for as long as possible. Yeah, we'll see. Over here, boom, told you guys, ran in the Numidian skirmishers. These guys are losing. I ran in my legionaries on their flank. We are breaking these guys. This is awesome. Got a cohort unit here. We're still fighting them, winning decisively. My guys are getting more and more fatigued, though. Also, this gate is just on freaking rapid fire. Oh my gosh. Just showering us in ammo and arrows. So I see this breaking. I want to move my two guys over here as quickly as possible because I know this flank is not going to hold for long. And boom. Just like that. That's crazy, right? I mean, it's crazy because it's just a grind fest, and then as soon as we get a flank, boom. Like, everyone's dead. So, we're moving the hoplites back. I'll move a legionary unit probably this way, and I think we're going to try and hold this next area. We're finally going to give up the tower. And, yeah, just fight in a different spot. So, these legionaries, unfortunately, you know, they could hold out for a bit longer and get a bit more kills, but they're going to have to be sacrificial pawns in this battle. I think that was my last throw of dang, we didn't kill any of those guys? Wow. That sucks. So anyways, I got my Numidian skirmishers out of ammo. They're fighting over there, and 100 kills, not bad. They are going to be able to hold this until we get here, and I want them to fight to try and allow these guys. Oh, interesting. I didn't even notice that he wanted to hold there. Ah, that actually would have been so much better. Well, sort of. I mean, this gives us a morale boost, right? I don't know if it's worth holding this flag or not. Yeah, anyways, I'm going to run them in, try and let these guys get over there and rest up as much as possible. Over here, so I'm going to move one unit up here just to take this. Completely a waste of time. Should not have done this. Hey, that's on my tab. I'll take that responsibility right there. Completely waste of time. I should have just ran them this way because it's all going to be out of range, right? My troops are all going to be out of range, and I could really use the third troop for this just massive amount of archers again, right? So I need to move that third troop all the way over here to probably flank. Anyways, cohort unit breaking, getting flanked, etc. 139 kills, guys. Awesome. They did great. Yeah. These Roman, you know, got Praetorian Guard, these cohort units, they're just grinding in there for so long. We're going to try to break this cohort unit right here, I guess. They're exhausted and they're pretty low. But yeah, anyways, we're fighting. I'm trying to rest up these guys right here as long as I can as well. And then been using, and I'm gonna continue to use my general abilities. I think, you know, I can refresh a couple of these guys here, give them a little bit bonus, you know, some bonuses on their attacking. I forget what my I forget what my actual buff does specifically. But anyways, yeah, so you can see here it's not looking great for us because these guys are pretty low. We got a Praetorian Guard unit here. Two basically full Praetorian Guard units here. I think we could do it with these hoplites though. I think we could do it with the hoplites. I literally forgot about this legionary unit over here. Literally completely my fault. Completely waste of time. That is on me. They should be over here fighting. They should be fighting this unit probably, right? They're breaking them. But you know these guys are exhausted, as well as the Rome troops. But you know, it's just they gotta fight through these archers, which aren't gonna do much to them. They'll do something. I mean, they can flank them and give them a debuff, and then they gotta fight the cohort units at the same time. I get a little counter charge. It is just a pile of bodies. But Rome is on the brink as well, right? Because they lost both their generals. So the morale, I mean, 66 morale. This is also a different thing. So look at my morale. Okay, it's only 60. So it's not so much lower. But look, I start mass routing. No. If my troops could have held out for longer. I mean, that is just so brutal. No. We actually had a shot at winning this. I mean, we really did have a shot at winning it. Especially with the 2 tanky hoplites. And these guys are exhausted. I mean, the Praetorian Guard is exhausted. Like, their stats are debuffed. So completely tough loss right there. And even though we defended this point, which should give you a morale boost, right? I don't know if it's only for it might only be for the units inside there. Not 100% certain, but one of my guys was in there, I thought. Anyways, tough, very, very tough. So looking at the stats here, I think the one thing that I just really didn't do well was I did not use. I have to yawn. All right, I did not use my skirmishers to the best of their abilities. I can get many more kills in this. However, I didn't even notice this. This is funny. My one upgraded skirmisher unit was probably this. This was probably the one doing really well on that very right side, and then fighting and scrapping. So they did good. But these other 4 I did not utilize well at all. Overall, a lot of kills. We got a lot of kills. I mean, it's basically 1-1. For everybody that we lost, we got a kill almost, right? Rome did a little bit better. You can see only 1,300 losses, 2,100 kills, 1,800 losses, 1,600 kills. That being said, you know, the point of Macedon was to hold, was to, you know, eat damage and throw bodies into the fray, right? So they didn't have many kills. They had high losses, but that I'm pretty sure was the point of this whole build right here. So they played their part to their plan, you know, to say. And I don't think we had a bad shot. I mean, we almost did it. I think maybe if I didn't F up on that last troop and we had a little bit more morale. Either way, look at this guy right here. 327 enemies killed. Insane. Probably dealing with some of the archers. I don't know how I got him so ranked up. That's funny. Probably dealing with some of the archers. You know, and all these guys did very well. You know, there's a couple 60s and 70 kills in here. They're probably getting hit with the archers. 71 on these desert cohort right here, which is a little tough, but because they're a little bit better unit. Anyways, overall, very good. I'm happy with the kills. I'm happy with how they performed. I am not happy with the skirmishers, but you know, I control them, so it's on me. Tough one on the ballistas, just having such an open settlement and them being able to shoot at us the whole time, right? Also, they brought so many freaking skirmishers. I mean, look at this, just brutal, and they all did well. I would say, like, as soon as you get like over 100, you know, that's good, right? Because like a unit's, I forget, maybe there's like 160 in a unit, right? So it depends what unit type, but you know, they're probably gonna break before that, depending on their how zealous they fight, and you know, their morale, right? So you're breaking at least 1 unit, 1.5, right? So for the cost of a very cheap unit, you're breaking, you know, 1.5 units. So it's very cost effective, and then their fighters are very, you know, they're very affordable, and they do very well. Their Praetorians, which is saved for last, they also did good. That one didn't see too much action. What about the other guy here? Wait, what about... Okay, yeah. Other guy here. So archers did, pretty decent as well. Getting close to or just a little over 100. Their cavalry, as I think they did well with the cavalry because they're running them in and causing chaos in the middle section with Mackinac. However, they didn't get too many kills. 75, not bad. And then skirmishers did well, and then yeah, I mean swords just overall, around 100, over 100. So obviously my troops had a good time, got a lot of kills, but maybe the skirmish fire, maybe just the layout of the settlement, maybe not using my skirmishers as good, or maybe just the middle section falling into chaos. Who knows? But I think it was a pretty interesting battle, and it's always nice when it's very close, even if you lose. So GG's everybody. I think that was a very good replay. And thanks for watching, guys. Leave me a like, comment, subscribe, and catch me in the next video.